Welcome back to The Nation. The Waikato has some of the country's most fertile land, making it a top location for farmers and growers alike. But it's also becoming a popular spot for city slickers looking for their own slice of rural paradise. Landcare Research estimates around 25% of Waikato's lifestyle blocks are on top quality soil. The Mata District Council has moved to protect its prime land, but it's left farmers feeling very, very unhappy, as Suze Metherell found out.
A slice of paradise in rural Waikato. You can snap up a lifestyle block around here for just over $500,000. Less than the average price for a home on a small section in big city Auckland.
Classic lifestyle property in Morrinsville, a lovely quality home with extra finishings and furnishings. Okay, we've got a true entertainer's deck here.
And real estate agent Neil Gugga says business is booming.
Demand has been picking up in recent times as people are moving out of Auckland and Hamilton, looking for something a little bit more affordable and off a little bit more room. They actually are looking for our small town feel country where they know people still and everybody knows everyone on the street.
Neil Gugga, who's running for mayor in Mata, says he'd like to sell more lifestyle blocks, but the council has imposed strict limits on what kind of land can be sold off and how much. And that's left many local farmers fuming.
Farmers and district councillors agree that some of New Zealand's best productive land has been lost to unproductive lifestyle blocks. But what they don't agree on is just how to regulate that rural subdivision.
The new subdivision limits were driven by Hugh Verco, the outgoing mayor of Mata, and a farmer himself. He says protecting valuable farmland has been one of the biggest issues his council has faced.
It's gone, and you're never going to replace that with dairy cows again. And that was the concern, that as the movement comes out from Hamilton City in all directions, it will come and more impacting on us. So we're saying let's do something to preserve.
Just a quick search on Trade Me brings up around 1,500 rural retreats for sale in the Waikato alone. Landcare Research says 25% of Waikato's lifestyle blocks are in high-class soil. In Mata, 75% of the land is considered high quality. Farmers can no longer subdivide this kind of land into sections smaller than 40 hectares, the size of a small farm.
Just 8 hectares, 20 acres, seemed too small to have your whole district potentially cut into that area. So what we went out with, we said we're proposing that the minimum size on the high quality soils is 40 hectares, 100 acres. So by moving to that, you're protecting your future ability of your high quality soils to produce your grass, to produce your milk, to sustain the agricultural in the area.
Verco points to the neighbouring district of Waipa as an example of poor planning leading to the waste of good land. Lifestyle blocks have gobbled up much of the fertile farmland between Cambridge and Hamilton.
As a farmer that is looking to retire, that's where you get your subdivisions and your smaller lots coming in. A financial implication when the farmer wants to sell, if he could subdivide a whole lot of small lots, he would get more for his total area than if he sold it as one lot.
They'd knock the sidelings around.
Waipa farmer Bill Garland has been grazing and growing on the hilly slopes of Maungatauteri for 46 years and has seen some dramatic changes.
The area between Cambridge and Hamilton has been chopped into 10-acre blocks, and that was criminal, really. It was a planning disaster because that was some of the best farmland in the world, and it's now in little blocks.
His district now has rigid subdivision rules too. But Bill Garland admits the new residents have been a boon for the local community.
We employ some of the people that have got lifestyle blocks here as casual labour, spraying weeds, and they're good friends. So we think there's some huge benefits without having negative long-term impacts. And we shouldn't be just doing subdivision on our best soils and our best farmland. But there's some places where subdivision is perfectly all right. And if I retired, I'd like to retire onto a lifestyle block somewhere.
And the need to attract more people is a pressing issue for these rural communities. Alsto Waiho Combined Primary has just 106 pupils, and its roll keeps falling. Principal Shelley Good says bigger, more mechanised farms have led to fewer jobs for locals, and many families have moved on to greener pastures.
Everybody wants to have their school here forever and a day, and the community would be rightly worried about it too, because it belongs to them. They feel they want to have a school for the future as well as for the past.
Stuart King has been a dairy farmer here for 26 years.
I guess everyone just getting older, children moving away, farms joining together, so surplus houses, and declining school roles, so just pressure on the community generally.
Yes, we do want people living in the rural area, but we don't want to see our whole district cut into 8-hectare lots.
But King says new rules are forcing buyers into bigger blocks than they want or need. More flexibility would cater to both lifestylers and farmers.
We believe the highest use for land is to raise a family on, and we don't necessarily accept that having people living in our communities means we have less productive land. In actual fact, we think the vibrance and the better use of resource, we can actually increase productivity, not decline. It is incredibly fertile, valuable, beautiful land. I see a much greater danger in sort of ill-focused rules than in allowing people to make good, sensible choices.
But the dream often doesn't reflect the reality of living in the country. Wendy Harper, a local Green Party convener, says city folk have caused a few tensions out here.
The people who live here may never have envisaged that there's going to be a tractor ploughing in the background or putting or mowing for hay. They may never have envisaged that calves make noise when they're hungry, that if they're rearing calves on the farm, then they're going to be noisy little beasts. The
main problem we have is lifestyles coming out from a city, not knowing what the rural area is like, and then complaining that the smell of silage and the noise of haymaking at 11 o'clock at night is not acceptable to them. So therefore, what we do on any subdivision coming in, we try to put on a requirement on the limb of the property file that they accept the rural area as the normal rural area is, and they can't complain about normal farming activities.
This is important because Landcare Research has found that the sensitivities of new rural residents can lead to a loss of farm productivity. That is, their complaints start to impact on how farms can operate. And whether those sensitive new rural residents like it or not, the wealth of the whole country may depend on protecting this pretty landscape from too many city slickers.
All right, Suze Metherell reporting there, and that story was edited by Hitendra Patel.